On the third day of the Battle of Gettysburg, the 14th Connecticut Volunteer Infantry was posted on Cemetery Ridge near the center of the Union line. About 400 yards in front of the 14th was a house and a barn, known as the Bliss House and Barn. Both were occupied by Confederate sharpshooters who were successfully attacking Union skirmishers. Twice, Union men from New Jersey and Delaware had attacked the house and barn, capturing prisoners and leaving the barn and house empty. When the Confederates reoccupied both buildings, General Alex Hayes ordered the 14th to attack and hold at all costs. Reaching the barn and house required running across open fields being shot at by artillery batteries on Seminary Ridge and Confederate sharpshooters in the house and barn. Eventually, all of the 14th, except the two companies on picket duty and the color guard, which was left behind the wall, were involved. After capturing the house and barn, removing the wounded, the 14th burned the two buildings and returned to their position behind the wall. In spite of heated discussions with General Longstreet and 2 days of losses from hitting the Union ranks, on July 3rd, General Lee decided to assault the Union center on Cemetery Ridge with all the force he had. This put the 14th directly in the path of the Confederates. Under orders not to fire until the Confederates were close, the 14th watched the valley in awe as the Confederates came at them in perfect textbook alignment with their flags floating in the wind. Finally, when they were close enough, the Union troops were told to fire, and the last bloody battle at Gettysburg began. During that day, the Confederate Army could not break through the Union line, and Cemetery Ridge remained in Union control. Toward the end of the battle, on the third day at Gettysburg, Colonel Ellis, commander of the 14th, asked for volunteers to capture the flag of the 14th Tennessee, which was still flying about 50 yards in front of them. Sergeant Major William B. Hinks jumped over the wall and, not heeding the bullets aimed at him, ran for the flag of the 14th Tennessee, which was planted in the ground. Sergeant Major Hinks was awarded the Medal of Honor for his action. His citation tells his story best. During the high water mark of Pickett's charge on 3rd of July, 1863, the colors of the 14th Tennessee Infantry were planted 50 yards in front of the center of Sergeant Major Hinks' regiment. There were no Confederates standing near it, but several were lying down around it. Upon the call for volunteers by Major Ellis commanding to capture this flag, this soldier and two others leaped the wall. One companion was instantly shot. Sergeant Major Hinks outran his remaining companion, running straight and swift for the colors amid the storm of shot. Swinging his saber over the prostrate Confederates and uttering a terrific yell, he seized the flag and hastily returned to his lines. The 14th Tennessee carried 12 battle honors on its flag. The devotion to duty shown by Sergeant Major Hinks gave encouragement to many of his comrades at that crucial moment in the battle. 4 more flags were captured by the 14th as the battle was ending along their front. Christopher Flynn captured the flag of the 52nd North Carolina. His simple citation reads, "Capture a flag of 52nd North Carolina Infantry of the Confederate Army." Sergeant Benjamin Hurst claimed that Christopher Flynn picked up the flag from the ground as the Confederates retreated. Captain Elijah William Bacon also received the Medal of Honor. His citation is also brief. It reads, "Capture a flag of 16th North Carolina Regiment of the Confederate Army." Bacon also might have picked up the flag from the ground. Unfortunately, Captain Bacon was killed on May 6, 1864 at the Battle of the Wilderness, so he could not tell his own story as to how he won the Medal of Honor. A paragraph in the book, American Military History, published by the U.S. Army in 1969, describes the Battle of Gettysburg as follows. Gettysburg was, first of all, an act of fate, a 3-day holocaust, largely unplanned and uncontrollable. Like the war itself, it sprang from decisions that men under pressure made in the light of imperfect knowledge. It would someday symbolize the war with all its blunders and heroism, hope and delusions, combativeness and blinding devotion of the American man in arms of that period. With enormous destruction, tactical maneuvers, and use of weapons, Gettysburg was one of the most dramatic and most typical of the 2,000-odd land engagements of the Civil War. The Battle of Gettysburg was not only a huge Union victory, but the turning point in the war as well.